Hello and welcome to episode 41 of the Fish Tank. I'm sure you're all thinking the same as me, which is that 41 is the 13th smallest prime number. And if you're not thinking that, then you must be mad. So it's Remembrance Sunday this Sunday, so as a result I've got my poppy on, and I'm wearing that with pride to say thank you to the hundreds of thousands, well millions of people who have given their life for this country, for Great Britain, if you're not sure exactly where I'm recording this one from. Yes, so we at www.jimbostudios.com will all wear poppies, and we take our national heritage and the people who died for us with pride. So it's time for Apology of the Week. So this week I'd like to give to Prince Charles. Oh well, I've got to give to Prince Charles, because on last week's show I suggested it was involved in a sex video act with someone else. So sorry about that. He's of course a happily married man and will continue to be a happily married man, and doesn't get involved in anything of any sex games or anything like that, despite the fact that he sort of cheated on his first wife and stuff like that. Not the only member of the royal family to be in a bit of trouble this week, because Prince Harry was involved in a bit of trouble as well. Apparently something to do with him shooting some birds or something like that. When I say birds, I actually mean birds that sort of twitter in the air and sort of fly. He apparently shot some birds, but it was questioned by the police, or was questioned by the police in connection with shooting some birds. He claimed he had no knowledge of the incident, probably something to do with the effects of drugs and drink, but it's probably why I had no knowledge and all that, so I'm not here to cast stones or anything. It's Prince Harry's job probably. So anyway, what's been happening this week? Heather Mills been in the news. She accused Paul McCartney of various things in the newspaper. It's all tit for tat though, let's be honest. Apparently though she has taken to drinking quite heavily. There was a picture of her in the newspaper the other day. She was absolutely legless. So shouldn't drink to recover from things. Talk about legs actually, there was a girl in India in the news yesterday who was having, she'd got 4 arms and 4 legs. And she was actually having some of her spare arms and spare legs removed just to make her into a 2-armed, 2-legged person. Surely if she's got 4 arms and 4 legs, you'd have thought the Indian Olympic team would want her to perform in the Olympic Games for them. Presumably would make her quite good at sports, possibly. You thought 4 arms, 4 legs, should be a ridiculously fast runner maybe, but it's up to them. I was tempted to make a joke about it being similar to an octopus, but that would be quite bad taste, so but saying that I haven't mentioned that she's similar to an octopus, so that's what it is. On the Fish Tank fan club Facebook group, the discussion board, there's been a massive, great big debate about who's your favourite fisher or favourite fish. So in a bit of a semi-regular section of the show called "What's your favourite fish?" or officially your favourite fish. I'm going to mention some famous fishers and fishers, and just let me know which is your favourite. So feel free to comment on the episode of which is your favourite fisher. This week candidates are Fisher Bank, which is not a bank, it's actually an area of water off the Danish coast, Donald Fisher from Home and Away, and Thermo Fisher Scientific, which is a pharmaceutical company and not a superhero or anything like that. So let me know which is your favourite and I'll respond next week possibly. So it's time for the Celebometer now as well this week. On last week's show I mentioned I'd seen Ian Bell just out and about, the England cricket player. Well, 2 of my friends actually saw him in a nightclub last night. So I really do want him on the show now, because 2 of my friends have seen him. One of them's had the actual photo taken with him. I hope Ian Bell don't get into trouble for me revealing that he's been to a nightclub, but I suppose if he's not meant to go into a nightclub, then he shouldn't go into a nightclub, so it's not my fault, is it? It's his fault for doing it, if he does get in trouble, which is not my intended purposes. But we're actually talking to a bloke in who worked in a takeaway in Loughborough, the American pizza takeaway, and he said that Monty Panesar used to buy burgers from his takeaway shop. So I'd like to get Monty Panesar on the show as well, because not only is he a very, very good left-arm spin bowler for England, but he's probably the only person who's regularly eating American pizza takeaways and is still alive. So anyway, it's time for Headlines of the Week now anyway, which is comes from an American newspaper. It says, "Clock thief may face time." So he's only going to face time if after he's stolen the clock he actually looks at it, where he's looking straight at the time. So I suppose the clock thief is going to know the exact time of when he actually stole the clock. So if he's in an interview and the policeman says, what were you doing at 7:45 in the morning, he would know exactly what he was doing then if he'd stolen the clock, because you'll be looking at the clock, so he would always know the time. So it's also time for quote of the week. You may notice I've actually got the poster of George Bush behind me there, which I think appeared in the first 8 episodes, something like that. But I brought it back down to my room in Loughborough this last weekend, so I've got a George Bush special on quotes, because it's not giving any George Bush propaganda, that poster actually, or anything like that. It's merely some funny quotes from George Bush. So the first one is, one of the great things about books is that at times there are great pictures. So, well, presumably his favourite kind of books are colouring books, so that's a fair enough comment from George. Next one is, I'm honoured to shake the hand of an Iraqi citizen who had his hand cut off by Saddam Hussein. So how on earth did he shake his hand? Did he shake his other hand, or did he shake the hand of the Iraqi citizen who had his hand cut off while George Bush was in America and the Iraqi citizen was still in Iraq and he had the hand sent up to George Bush? I don't know. It's a tricky one. And this last one comes from George Bush as well, saying, obviously I pray every day for less casualty. I agree with him there. I much prefer watching the bill. Either that or he's actually talking about casualties in terms of deaths and stuff, which the obvious solution you'd have thought would be don't invade other countries and start wars. But there you go. So it's the end of the show this week, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully be there, same place, different time and all that, for episode 42, which is nothing to do with the Kumars at number 42, but I'll probably give it a mention, so see ya.